Hi guys, today I am going to paper bag a floor that has vinyl flooring on it. So I'm going to put paper bag technique over the floor, but I want it to make it look like large plank wood. So recently we bought a fireplace and I love it. It's an electric fireplace, but it came with two long pieces of like boards, wood, just for the packaging. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna save this and use it as a template for the planks that I want to make for the bathroom. So what I needed for this project was just water, a big bowl, Elmer's glue, white glue, the kraft paper roll, and I'm going to whitewash it to look like whitewashed wood. My bathroom is pretty much all white. I'm gonna show it to you right now. And this is before I cleaned it. I have cleaned the floor already. So this is the floor and it is a vinyl floor. This grate is going to get replaced because it's missing all of the paint off of it. And this is a very shiny floor and it was just installed, but you can see there's a lot of irregularities on the floor already. And I'm really scared of what could possibly be under this floor to work with, so I'm not going to pull this up. It's hiding pretty well, and there's a bump in the floor like that, and it's kind of covering it really well, and I just want to leave it alone. But I don't like this floor at all, and I would like it to be white. So that is on the menu today. Floor. Do you see how old and dirty this is? This is from my projects about 20 years ago. I don't even know if this is still good, but my mom had saved it, so I'm gonna use it. This is the wood planks that I got, and I just rolled out my kraft paper, and I can tell there are some stains on it from water, from it getting wet over the years. This is 20 years old. It's still in really good shape except for the water stains, which, I mean, you want irregularities in wood, right? So got the planks I'm going to use for my template, and I got white paint. All I'm missing right now is basically, I have paintbrushes, so that's fine. that's going to be one of the very last things that I do is paint and then put a varnish over it. Now the varnish that I use, I want to be a lower emissions, lower like VOC. I want it to be a healthier varnish. I don't want it to have a lot of chemical smell. I don't want to use oil base, but I also do not want it to turn yellow because I'm painting it white, and that can ruin your entire project if you paint varnish over a white project and then over time, like a couple weeks, a month, it turns yellow and it just looks really bad. My mom had painted some cabinets blue and then she put varnish on it and it turned like yellow over top of the blue, and it just looks so bad, but they looked so good before she did it. You know, that was many, many years ago, and we didn't really know that happened, and we didn't know how to prevent it. But now they have varnish that you can paint over white and it will never turn yellow. So that's the kind of varnish I'm gonna get, and I'll show you what kind it is when I go to the store to get it, but that will probably not be today. Today we are going to cut the floor pieces, wood pieces. I am not an expert. I do not measure. This is just going to go down haphazardly. And that's the good thing about a paper bag floor, is you can be pretty haphazard about it. With a wood plank floor, you know, paper bag wood plank, you're probably gonna have to be a little more careful, but I'm really not going to take that advice because I don't know what I'm doing. That's the whole point. Okay, so I have a brown marker. It's just gonna go with the wood color. I don't mind having outlines of the wood. So I have the wood where I'm just going to make planks all the way across. And I'll probably make 12 planks. And that'll probably be more than enough for this very small bathroom. And I'm going to have one of them right here. It's going to start at the edge. And I'm just going to, you know, do it like this. But when I lay it down, I want them like that. So that, yeah, you know what I mean? Okay. So I'm going to trace it like this. And that's what the floor is going to look like. So let me go ahead and do that.
Why?
Is this even working? This isn't working. Okay, nice. Okay, I used pencil. That's probably the last thing you want to use because it doesn't get painted over very well. However, I still don't mind the marks. I kind of want the marks to show on the outline. I am going to cut this now. I only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 whole ones, and 1, 2, 3, 4 half ones. So I have 8 pieces. Okay, so I have the pieces cut out. This is one of the half pieces. And you know how wood has like lines through it? So I thought, because everything that you put in this, like this is going to show up. This is going to be a wrinkle on the floor. So everything you put into this is going to show up. And I do want some irregularities in the wood because there's a lot of texture in the floor right now. So I'm going to fold it accordion style. And I'm going to see if that makes the ridges that wood has. So fold it one way and then fold it over. Probably shouldn't make it all the same width like wood. This is trial and error because I have never done this before. I've only done the straight up paper bag technique.
What are you doing?
Fun. I am folding paper and we're going to basically wallpaper the floor.
No, that cannot happen. Really? Why do you have to fold it though?
I'm making lines like it's wood.
So you're pretending the paper is wood?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So I didn't do it symmetrical at all.
Oh, is that so it could
Let's
protect
see.
the floor?
Okay, so then I'm going to straighten it out. I have no idea how this is going to look on the floor, but I do like the idea that it does have some texture on it because I'm going to put a fake texture on it, a fake wood texture with, I think, a tool. I have a tool at my mom's house and I think I'm going to use that. And it's just a wood graining tool, but this is going to give it a little bit of texture and some lines to make it look like wood. So I'm going to do this to all of the pieces and then straighten it out, and pretty much this is going to go on the floor after I mix up the glue. Okay, so I am ready to mix the glue, and you need to have 1 part glue and 3 parts water. I'm going to mix somewhere in between that, and I'm not going to measure, and I have no idea how this glue is. This is the first time I'm opening it. It smells like glue.
Is that glue?
You want enough so that your project can get completely wet, basically. And that seems about right to me. So stir it up. Kind of smells like vinegar. It's very gluey. It looks like it's stringing out. Not sure if that's right or not.
Can I do it?
It's mixing up. That's good.
Can I do it?
No, this is actually glue, and if it gets on stuff, it'll ruin your clothes and stuff. So.
But I will help you.
Yeah?
Yeah? I'll help you.
Well, I can't get help from this point on because this is going to be a very messy job. Basically, I'm going to use this just like wallpaper sizing. I'm going to put the strips in, make sure that they're completely wet, make sure that they're not saturated, you know, dripping. So let them drip out, and then I'm going to spread it over the floor. And it should be a pretty quick process, except for around the toilet. I'm not looking forward to, but I'm just going to cut it, and hopefully it'll look good as I go. All right, so I've rolled this up like wallpaper, and I'm going to do what I would do with wallpaper, except I usually do it in the tub. Already I wish that my thing was a little bit more bigger because these are very wide strips, so I basically just want to get it wet. And then I want to let it drip off. This might be too much glue from where I'm looking at it. I don't know. I'm not going to let this size. I just want it to get wet. See, this is not wet. Like, I'm not going to let it wait. I forget the name of that, where you let it wait and wet itself. Just want it to get wet. I just painted my nails last night, so this is a perfect opportunity to ruin it. You can see the lines that I put in are already coming out. So every bit of crease that you have in here is going to pop out because it gets wetter than the other pieces. So that's still.
It's dripping on the floor.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Uh-oh. So I'm just going to lay this piece right here. And smooth it out. Because whatever you leave here is how it's going to end up. It doesn't smooth itself out. And I'll come back through later. I'll come back through later with another strip to put there. So I'm going to start with the next one. Okay, I found a good method for the short pieces. Just kind of brush some of that wet off. Okay, look at that. Looks like a piece of wood. These do not have to overlap, and this is crooked and not even right, and that is okay. Main thing is you don't want bubbles underneath of it, so I will have to go back and just press it down and make sure that there's no bubbles. Okay, I kind of painted myself into a corner. That's what you do when you don't have a plan. I have to cut around a few things. I cut around the plate that goes on the vent, and this side's pretty much done. I'm going to put some trim here, but that's going to be finishing work. And I have to cut around the door stopper here, which I think, yeah, I'll have to get an X-Acto because I just cut it with a scissors. I'm going to let this dry and then do the other part because I did paint myself into a corner, and you can't actually walk on it because you'll pull it up from the floor. But it's already starting to dry, so it shouldn't be too long before it's completely dry. So I will show you the bathroom. Pretty sure it did not turn out. We will see. And nope, it sure didn't. It is pulling up everywhere. So I mean, nah, it didn't stick at all. It's a failure. So that's what happened. I didn't do anything beforehand. I didn't like scuff the surface or anything to make sure that it would stick. Everything that I read was like, yeah, go ahead and do it. But they weren't actually putting it in strips. They were stacking it on top of each other and layering it. You know, to make it look like leather, I guess. Which I've done before, and it works really good, really well on wood. I have never done it on vinyl tile. Would not recommend even trying to stack it on vinyl tile, even though some parts look like it is glued down pretty well. Wouldn't recommend it. This was a fail, a big fail. Don't recommend it. Maybe possibly in the future I will rip this floor up and maybe attach it to the wood that is underneath of it, because there's very thick plywood under here. It's just not evenly put on plywood, so that's why I wanted to do this. However, this floor is going to stay just like it is for now. Thank you for watching, and hope our next project is a success. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Check out our other videos and our other channels where we daily vlog every single day on Fully Living. Leave us a comment to let us know you were here. Have a great day.